Let's start with air cooling. If you've ever looked inside a gaming PC, there's a very good chance you've already seen one. Air coolers have been around for decades, and despite all the newer technologies that have been introduced, they remain one of the most popular choices for both beginners and experienced PC builders. An air cooler works by sitting directly on top of your processor, also known as the CPU. The bottom of the cooler is made from a solid piece of metal that makes direct contact with the processor, allowing heat to transfer into the cooler as quickly as possible. That heat sink is made up of dozens of thin metal fins that dramatically increase the surface area. The larger the surface area, the easier it is for heat to escape. Attached to the heat sink is one or sometimes two fans that constantly blow cool air through those fins. As the air passes through the metal, it carries the heat away from the cooler and pushes it out into the rest of the case, where additional case fans remove it from the computer. Even though this process sounds incredibly simple, it's actually very effective. One thing that surprises many beginners is just how powerful modern air coolers have become over the past several years. For the vast majority of PC builders, though, air cooling offers the best combination of price, performance, reliability, and ease of installation. That's exactly why it's still the cooling method you'll find in millions of gaming computers around the world. The next cooling system is AIO Liquid cooling. You've probably seen one inside modern gaming PCs with those colorful RGB fans mounted to a radiator. The term AIO stands for all-in-one, which simply means the entire cooling system comes pre-assembled, pre-filled, and completely sealed from the factory. Instead of using a large heat sink directly on top of the processor, an AIO uses a much smaller component called a water block. Hidden inside that water block is a tiny pump that continuously moves liquid around the cooling system. As your processor generates heat, the cold liquid inside the water block absorbs that heat almost immediately. This cycle happens continuously while your computer is running, allowing the processor to stay cool even during demanding tasks like gaming, video editing, or 3D rendering. Many people assume the liquid inside an cooler needs to be replaced every few months, but that's actually a very common misconception. Because the system is completely sealed by the manufacturer, you never have to refill it or perform any regular maintenance on the liquid itself. Another reason AIO coolers have become so popular is their appearance. Since the bulky heatsink is replaced by a much smaller pump block, the area around the CPU looks much cleaner and less crowded. Overall, an AIO cooler is an excellent choice if you want strong cooling performance, while also giving your PC a cleaner and more modern appearance. That's why you'll see them in so many gaming setups today. Next up, water loop. Unlike an AIO, nothing comes pre-assembled. Every single component is purchased separately, and it's entirely up to you to design, build, and maintain the cooling system yourself. A custom loop usually consists of several major components. You'll have a CPU water block, and many builders also include a GPU water block, so the graphics card is cooled as well. Then you'll need a pump, a reservoir to store the coolant, one or more radiators, fittings, tubing, and the coolant itself that flows throughout the entire system. The process works very similarly to an ACE or AIO, except on a much larger scale. The coolant absorbs heat from the processor and graphics card before being pumped through the loop into one or more radiators. Fans attached to those radiators remove the heat from the liquid, and the cooled coolant is then sent back through the system to repeat the process over and over again. However, performance isn't the only reason people build custom water loops. One of the biggest attractions is the ability to create a computer that is completely unique. Every tube, fitting, and component can be arranged differently, allowing each build to have its own personality. Of course, that level of customization comes with a price. A complete custom water cooling loop can easily cost several $100s, and high-end builds can cost well over $1,000. Building one also requires careful planning because every fitting and tube needs to be measured correctly to prevent leaks. Because of the cost, maintenance, and complexity, custom water cooling is generally not recommended for beginners building their first PC. Next up is passive cooling, which is probably the quietest cooling method you can possibly use in a computer. Unlike every other cooling system we've talked about so far, a passive cooler doesn't use a fan at all. Just like an air cooler, a passive cooler sits directly on top of the CPU and transfers heat into a large block of metal using copper heat pipes. The difference is that instead of a fan blowing air through the heat sink, the cooler simply relies on the surrounding air inside the case. As the heat sink gets warmer, the heat naturally spreads into the air around it, where it slowly dissipates over time. This process is much slower than active cooling because there isn't any forced airflow carrying the heat away. The extra metal gives the heat more surface area to spread across, allowing it to cool more efficiently even without a fan. Since there are absolutely no moving parts, passive cooling is completely silent. However, there are some significant limitations because heat is removed much more slowly. Passive coolers simply can't handle processors that generate a lot of heat. If you tried using one on a modern high-end gaming CPU, temperatures would quickly rise and the processor would begin slowing itself down to prevent overheating. For that reason, passive cooling is generally only recommended for low-power processors that don't produce much heat in the first place. Next up, immersion cooling. Instead of attaching a cooler to individual components, immersion cooling completely changes the way a computer is cooled. Rather than surrounding your hardware with air, the entire computer is placed inside a transparent tank that's filled with a special liquid called dielectric fluid. At first glance, this might sound impossible. After all, everyone knows that water and electronics don't mix. But dielectric fluid isn't water. It's a specially engineered liquid that doesn't conduct electricity, which means every component inside the computer can safely operate while being completely submerged. As the processor, graphics card, memory, and every other component begin producing heat, the surrounding liquid immediately absorbs that heat far more efficiently than air ever could. The warmed liquid is then pumped through a radiator or heat exchanger where the heat is removed before the cooled liquid returns to the tank to repeat the process all over again. One of the biggest advantages of immersion cooling is that every single component inside the computer receives cooling at the same time. For most gamers, immersion cooling is more of an engineering experiment than a practical upgrade, but it's still one of the most fascinating cooling systems ever developed. The final cooling method on our list is TEC Cooling, which stands for thermoelectric cooling. You might also hear people call it a Peltier cooler, named after the scientific effect that makes this technology possible. Unlike every other cooling system we've discussed, a TEC doesn't simply move heat from one place to another using air or liquid. Instead, it actually uses electricity to create a temperature difference between two sides of a special ceramic plate. When electrical current passes through the Peltier module, one side becomes extremely cold while the opposite side becomes extremely hot. The cold side is placed directly against the processor, allowing it to absorb heat very quickly. This allows TEC coolers to reach temperatures that can actually be lower than the surrounding room temperature. On paper, that sounds like the perfect cooling solution because colder processors can often maintain higher performance for longer periods. Perhaps the biggest issue is condensation. Because the cold side of the TEC can become colder than the surrounding air, moisture can begin forming on nearby components, just like water droplets appear on the outside of a cold glass of water. It's an incredibly interesting piece of technology, but for almost everyone building a gaming PC, the disadvantages simply outweigh the benefits. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to watch some of my other videos.